people should just talk. With the problem with blokes is we don't talk. That's the mistake I made. If I'd have spoken to somebody about my situation 5 years ago, it wouldn't have happened.
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. Yo, man. Boom, Miss Rusty. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Public Access Podcast, the podcast here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. I'm your host, Rusty Diamond. And we just passed number 600. We're on number 601 now. October 28th, maybe something like that. I'm not positive. Yeah, October 28th. So 2024. So thanks everyone for being here. You can check the show out. And anybody who listen to podcasts, you can go to YouTube and watch it there, or Rumble and watch it there. Easy to find. And so thank you everyone for being here. And it's time to bring my special guest right here and right now. And my special guest right here and right now is Mark Coope. We booked this back in July, and I was just thinking July was so long ago, and I guess it was, but it wasn't. But yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I think pretty sure this is the guy from Manchester. It's like I got to look over, remembering everyone when their show comes up, and I'm like, yeah, I totally remember this guy. I need to, because I mean, most everyone I remember, but some I need a little bit of a refresher before I go and start the episode. I'm like, oh yeah, that's who it was. But I remembered you, so it worked out all right. It's been 3 months, but not too long. Who knows? How the hell are you? I guess
Yeah,
I'll go with that. Small talk.
Yeah, I'm really good actually. I am pretty good. Yeah, I am from Manchester, but I'm actually from a little place just about 7 miles northeast of Manchester, a place called Oldham.
Okay.
Do you want it's spelled exactly as it sounds, Oldham. That's my thing. It's funny, yeah, because I was thinking about this the other day. We did book back in July. I remember when I was booking and thinking, God, it's miles off this. It's months off. But it's funny how time's not relative, isn't it? The time is supposed to be a constant, and yet
right.
the 6 months from July to November goes really, 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 really slow, and then bang, it's on you.
Yeah,
It's a funny concept, time.
Oh, this is the time when I'm supposed to talk with Mark Coope. Like this is just it. That's what this time is right now. It's that's what the time is. That's what o'clock it is.
It's not linear, is it? I'm saying time isn't.
No.
It's supposed to be linear, but it just moves in different waves. It moves slowly, slowly, slowly. Then bang, it's there. It's just upon you.
Yeah, and here we are. Here we are in whatever, the end of October.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff, and stuff keeping us busy, I guess, or keeping us not busy, whatever it may be. Hopefully busy. But what?
I say you'll be out trick-or-treating in a couple of days, will you?
Wait, what?
You'll be out trick-or-treating in a couple of days.
Oh, trick-or-treating, yeah. I mean, this is the first time in a few years I'll be home. On the last two Halloweens, I've moved that day.
Right.
So I haven't got to go out trick-or-treating. And yeah, I know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We were just talking today about putting a handwritten sign on the door on like a piece of notebook paper that says "Go away," because I figure that's the one day of the year you can write that, and it's okay. Your neighbors aren't going to probably hate you for that, and it seems very Halloweenish to write "Go away." Maybe you have to write "boo" in there too, but it can be okay with saying "Go away."
Oh, I love it. I love the concept of it. I think it's so much fun. We have
Halloween.
Yeah, I just love the. I mean, I know that trick-or-treating is the American influence, but I just love it. I just love, the kids get dressed up, and it's just so much fun. I mean, one year we haven't been in the house very long, and we live on it was a new estate that had just been built, and we thought we were going to go out the full hog for it. So I dressed up in a black cloak and everything, and the ghost mask, from the film Ghost, and I had one of these bloody cleavers, a glowing cleaver, and there was a knock on the door. So I opened the door and went, "Ah!" Well, these two kids, they set off, and I think they're still running now. They set off down the drive like this. My wife
You
said,
have to have those.
I got a crack round the ear from my wife for that one. You've scared them half to death. These kids, I think these kids will probably still be running now. They'd be 15 now, and they're still
Yeah,
running.
too good at it. You're too good at your job there. And so are you dressing up every year? Or do you have
No,
something?
no, no.
No?
I just send the wife to the door now. She scares me enough. Edit that out. Edit that out.
It works out well. It's then so do you have was there a thing you do like if so like here we turn the lights off if you don't want kids coming up to your doors or something like that, and then you get the
Yeah,
eggs thrown at you or toilet paper thrown
yeah,
at your house?
yeah. That's pretty much what we do. The rule of thumb is if the house is in darkness, then leave them alone.
Okay.
But they don't do. They don't.
Yep, you still get things and like, oh, maybe they forgot. Maybe they just forgot to turn on the light. They're probably
But
home. They probably have candy.
yeah, I love carving the pumpkins. I've got 4 to do this year. I've got one for each grandkid and one for us. So I've got 4 to do. But
Yeah.
I do. I get me stencils off zombie pumpkins, and I do like Frankenstein or the really really good ones. I did Norman Reedus one year, from The Walking Dead.
Okay.
I did Freddy another year, and I've done a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I've done loads. I do about 2 or 3 every year, so I'll be getting on with that tomorrow. That's my job tomorrow.
Is that your art style? Do you do other
No,
art or do you just I
no,
like I have a buddy and that's all he does. He shaves pumpkins and that's his only art he does. He doesn't do anything else, but he like sort of like carves a pumpkin. That's
no.
his one thing.
I'm totally. I can't even draw a box. I couldn't even draw a box, mate. I can't draw a circle, and as it comes to drawing things, but I get a stencil off the internet and cut it out, and they look pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, now you can probably get a stencil for pretty much anything you want
yeah.
to be able to do that. And then you just follow the lines. Are you pretty good at following the lines or what
I'm
happens
I'm I'm good at dot to dot,
dot to dot? Yeah.
so I'm pretty
Yeah.
good. I've done that many now. I've just got used to it. I've been doing them for years, but I only do them on a it's just to give the kids, the grandkids, and it was for the kids initially, and then the
Oh, okay.
grandkids are coming along. It's for them now. So I've got a
You-
couple to do. I've got to do Dory from Finding Dory, and I've got to do. Oh, I can't remember. I did Mater last year from Cars.
Well, I mean, yeah, that seems like the way to do it. And uh I mean, yeah, you got yeah, kind of whatever you want to carve. And did you have the glow in the dark cleaver there to carve it up?
No, I use a really sharp knife, which I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah, probably better than a plastic
Yeah,
cleaver.
I'm not really normally allowed sharp implements, but I have a special dispensation for Halloween to do these. Not
Just
unless
for
I've got.
that one time of the year. If you don't have
Yeah,
a pumpkin, you better not have a knife anywhere near you.
yeah. I normally have to have adult supervision.
Yeah,
I have to have
for
scissors
real.
rounded edges.
Just yeah, yeah, you can have the plastic one. You'll be
Yeah,
okay.
that's the
Just
one. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so you went on Ryan Schofield's show last week, you were saying, and yeah, he
Yeah.
was just on here, and so uh what did you end up talking about? Like what was going on in that conversation?
God knows I would best describe that conversation as bloke talk, which is bloke talk is sort of like it's just off the wall, and there was no sense and no structure to it. It was just we said what came into our minds, and we just talked crap really.
Yeah.
So we had a great time. Seriously, we had a great time. It was like two mates talking down the pub or down the bar.
Yeah.
We just literally we covered we covered some good subjects. We covered like rugby league, which is an amazing subject for me. We covered jujitsu, which is another subject for me. We covered a bit about my story, and we just went along and just chatted away like as Forrest would say, two monkeys on a tree.
So speaking of monkeys on a tree, and I don't know if I go would be a better segue to go into jujitsu or rugby, which would be a better segue. Maybe the jujitsu, because there's only two people doing that, so that would be more like monkeys in a tree, and there's probably a
Yeah,
little bit more throwing. But then
yeah.
I don't know, rugby has a lot of throwing too. There's a lot of throwing and big hits, and um, I mean, yeah. So then you did both of those for a bit of time, not as much anymore.
Well, I started playing rugby when I was 15, which was
Yeah.
let's see, 1966 when I started. No, 1976. I give myself
Okay.
putting myself 10 years older. So I started playing rugby when I was 15 in 1976. I started at school initially. I played for the school team, and then I played my first game, and I got picked up to come and play for to go and train with Oldham Town team straight after the game. So I went training at Oldham Town team, and then I got picked for Oldham Town team, and then from Oldham Town team I got picked for the local club in the Oldham area, which where I spent all my career. Really, I spent 20 years there playing.
Whoa.
Um, so I mean, it was all amateur. It wasn't like professional. But I played for Oldham. I had trials for Lancashire, but didn't quite catch. Well, I had a good career. I had a lot of fun, and we made lifelong friends. And it's a game that really sticks with you. That once you played it, it sticks with you. I watched the game yesterday, the England Samoa game.
How was that?
I was great because England won. It was a
So
good game.
uh, what's kind of uh the method for a game like that? Because uh I don't know, because like I remember playing soccer against Mexicans
I
and
know.
or football or whatever you want to call it, but I remember playing against them, and the way that we were able to outmatch them because they were great at dribbling the ball around on the pitch. Like it's totally easy for them and it just kind of run circles around us. But we found out that if we were able to keep it in the air and keep it over their heads, we'd be able to do that. And so that's kind of what we did. So like what would the English do against the Samoans uh in rugby to kind
Well,
of outplay, like how do they outplay them?
they brought a really big set of forwards with them. They were a big team.
Hmm.
They must have been giving away a stone a man, the English, but
Yeah.
they out infused them. They tackled him in groups, and it was like whenever they got the ball, and they just kept them on the back foot all the match. There was a couple of occasions when they did score, but by and large they kept them on the back foot. They attacked while they were defending. They attacked them during the defense, so the tackles were aggressive. Um, Clinical, really. So I personally thought that England played really well yesterday, considering that most of the Samoans play in the NRL, which is the Australian League, which is the best league in the world.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I guess
So
that's not too far away for them, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
a lot of them go out there. There's yeah. So Australian. So then does uh is like the New Zealand team then pretty good then too? Are they? Is it
No,
just
New Zealand are good. Yeah.
Australia?
Australia is the top team in the world, and they have been for a long while. I mean, that is a datum point. That is the one that everyone is trying to set themselves to. Everybody wants to beat Australia because at the end of the day, they are by far the best team, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
but beating Australia is a big scalp.
Yeah. Right. And so do you still go to games then too, or are you watching them on
I,
TV, or
I,
are you?
yeah, I go watching the amateur club. I try to get up there 2 or 3 times a year. I didn't get there last season because of things that were going on in my life, but I try to get up there 2, 3, 4 times a year. I like to go to the reunions that we have and things like that because
So
they're actually
what
starting.
what what are those like? There's a thing in wrestling where like all the old timers go to Las Vegas every year and meet up? And is it something sort of like that where, and then you just have like, I don't know,
Well,
everyone kind of just hangs out and does
yeah,
things?
we don't go to Las Vegas or even a
Right.
casino. It's just generally at the rugby club, up at the rugby club in Saddleworth, which is about 5 miles from me. We
Oh,
go up
that's
there
great.
and we reminisce and we talk about how good we were when we weren't. And, you know, funny enough, all the tries you scored seem to get bigger and bigger every year and things like that. And we just drink a load of beer and fall over. You
It
know,
seems pretty all
but we
right.
usually do it. There's usually a game going on as well, so we're watching the game, which is obviously the new generation that are playing. So we watch that, and then we just get drunk and fall over, and then go into town and roll into town or crawl or whatever. It's all good fun.
So is the new generation, are they playing a different game than what you played? And
Yeah,
what's different?
it's just it's that's a good question because the game is a lot faster now. The game seems a lot faster. There's a lot more emphasis now on body size and fitness and people bulking up, but it's a lot cleaner than it used to be. Whereas when I was playing, there was a lot of um, shall we say unruly behaviour went on. Now,
Right.
now if you throw a punch at someone now, if you have a melee with someone and you throw a punch, it's a 5 game ban.
Whoa.
You're off the
Okay.
pitch and it's a 5 game ban. Whereas back when we used to play, if there's a brawl broke out, the brawl broke out and punches were thrown and people
Like
just
a
kicked it
hockey
off. Yeah, some
kind of
people
a
got
thing.
sent off and some people didn't, but by and large, you got away with it. And it was just
Yeah.
like, don't do that again. You both had it. I played with playing one game, I can't remember it was, and I remember one of their players came through second or third man in the tackle and gave me a right winger, you know. So next tackle he had the ball, I got him back. So the
Oh,
referee called us both over and said, "You've had a go, he's had a go, no more," which I thought was good refereeing.
yeah.
You know,
That keeps it firm but fair.
yeah. And then we had a beer after the match.
Yeah. And so then do you think more people now that they're more on the fitness and more like, I don't know, like kind of smaller and more muscular built, like show muscles or whatever. Do you think there's more
No,
injuries
no,
with it
the big
now?
the
Oh, they're
people
bigger.
the people are bigger now. The people
Like
playing the game now
like
are,
Samoan bigger?
yeah, they're
Like,
getting bigger, they're getting taller, they're getting bigger. Whereas, if we played against someone and it was like they had the opposition say like a 16, 17 stone prop, then you think,
yeah,
God, he's a big guy. But now 17 stone props are small, you know.
okay.
They are people are getting bigger and but the game is a lot more structured. There's a lot more free flowing when we played. We trained hard. We trained 3 nights a week, and we did structures. But now it is a set structure. It's getting a bit sterile, for want of a better phrase. You know,
And yeah. And so, I mean, is it more to, I don't know, so I mean, yeah, there's probably some uh head trauma. Is that a thing with it that's coming out now with it, or
definitely because there's a lot of change. A lot of rules have changed now about head-eye contact and um, above the shoulder contact now. And there's in actual fact the RFL, which is the governing body of the rugby league over here, are being sued by a number of people for head trauma in the past and not protecting them and things like that. And people with developing Alzheimer's disease, um, that sort of stuff. But
yeah,
to me, it's like we all voluntarily played. We all knew the risks.
yeah,
The risks. I mean, I got knocked out several times and spent a night in hospital with concussion. But we all knew the risks. Um, if you play in an impact sport like that, you're going to get it. But now
yep,
it's all. It's. I can see why they're doing it, but to a certain extent, to me, it is spoiling the game because some of the shots, the eye shots that people are going being sent off for and banned for are just ridiculous. It's kind of a
yeah,
bit like football, when somebody waves at a football and he falls over clutching his face. Ah! When I say football, I mean soccer.
Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. And I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. 'Cause I mean, yeah, like I knew what I was getting in, even uh playing football, soccer, and lacrosse growing up and wrestling, like there was definitely a good amount. Like even like they were talking because I mean that was a whole different thing, like with you know, hitting the ball off your head. I don't know if you call it a header or if it's called something different,
Yeah, yeah, header. They call it
but a
header.
header.
But I've been to America. I know what a header means over there.
Yeah, right. And so,
So,
I mean, you get those and like adding that just those so many times is gonna do something. And I mean, I don't know, that was something I was usually pretty good at, so I did it
yeah,
often. And you know, yeah, there's just a lot. And we knew we all, that it's just gonna it comes with the territory. And I know that,
yeah. I mean,
it's
the
it's
FA over here now have, I can't remember the exact word now. I know that they've stopped the younger kids heading the ball. If I
oh
think
whoa.
under a certain age group, you're not allowed to head the ball. The rugby league have done the same. Under a certain age group, you're not allowed full tackle. You can only It's only touch. So
Whoa.
these kids now, they're going to 12, 14-year old and they're not saying they're 15 and they've got to start doing full tackle. Well, the bodies aren't. Full, when you get it, it's, first time, couple of times you get it, you wonder what's going on. What was all
Yeah.
that? But you get used to it. You eventually get used to
Yeah. Yeah. The first time though, you get hit with anything,
it.
you're gonna learn a couple things about yourself.
Yeah.
You're, and
Yeah.
you're gonna learn
So
how to make it better each time. And
your body toughens up, your skin toughens. It's
yeah,
like they say in the WWE, and when they're doing the bouncing off back and forth off the ropes. Well, they don't get rope burns because the skin has got that tight and that tough.
yeah,
It
it
doesn't happen. But when you start,
the
it
like
does.
yeah, first times I had fucking big old, you could
Mm.
see the ropes on my back, and
Yeah.
then it would just, turn, after a while. But then yeah, after a month or so, then it's fine. And then and it hurt too, like hitting it those
Yeah,
first few
but,
times. But then after a while, then it's like, okay, this is
mhm.
okay. But then yeah, my back's a little different. And then you stop for a bit and you go back. Oh yeah, fuck, that hurts. It hasn't hurt for a long time like that, and now it's back to that.
So I did that for about 20 years till I was only about 35 when I stopped playing. But it was in force. I knew what I had to do. I just couldn't do it.
And stopping.
Yeah, well, no, when I played a game, the last game, I sort of like I had a bit of retirement. I came back. I went back to the game, and then I was just playing this match, and I came out of the scrum, and I tried to cover across to in defence. I just couldn't get there. I knew I had to be there. I just couldn't make it. My legs weren't responding like they used to, so I thought perhaps I'll leave it for the younger people now.
Yeah. And it's okay. It was a hard one for me to fucking
Mm.
accept. And yeah, I mean, it's okay, yeah, it's time. I've done what I could, but yeah, there's other people who, yeah, like I would rather have whatever be better. If I can do it better than other people, then put me in. But like if yeah, someone else can do it better, like I'd rather have the whole
Yeah,
product be better, and I'm okay with that.
yeah. So I had 2 years. I had 2 years in the wilderness, just 2 or 3 years in the wilderness, just going out, enjoying myself. And then at
What do
38,
you
I
what do you
decided.
mean?
Well, I didn't do anything for a couple of years after I finished playing. I didn't do anything.
You
I
went
just
out in the woods?
no, I just went out drinking and partying,
Okay.
stuff like that. Nothing,
And
no training, just drinking and partying. So that took its toll. So then I decided I was going to take up jujitsu.
you
But
took it up after you're done with rugby.
yeah, yeah, I was 38 when I started jujitsu. But
Whoa.
I do traditional Japanese jujitsu, not Brazilian jiu-jitsu or MMA. it is traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu, way back from the one that was developed by the samurais back in the 5th century.
Okay. And so what prompted that crossover? And so
I was bored. I was getting bored in my life, and I was unfit. And I just thought I always had this vision. I think it's everybody, because we're all influenced by the martial arts films, aren't we? We see Bruce Lee come in, and a load of people are picking on somebody, so we sort somehow like all 20 of them in one go, bump, 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 bump. And I wanted to be that guy that could do that. I just thought I wanted to do that. I wanted to learn the martial art. I just decided I wanted to learn the martial art. And I
yeah.
could be that guy who walks in the pub and protects the girl who's being picked on by a load of blokes. But I've since found out it doesn't really work that way. Hollywood and real life are slightly different.
A little bit. How'd you find that out? What
Um,
was what was
yeah,
that story?
well, we'll go into that. Yeah, we'll go into that in a minute
Okay.
because that's quite harrowing. That. So I decided to take up jiu-jitsu. I had a friend of mine who played at the club, same club as me. He started playing rugby, and it turns out he was a world kickboxing champion, but he was also a 5th dan at jiu-jitsu. And
Oh,
he had a club. He used to run a club locally, which he'd sold. So I just said, "Word, I want to take up." He said, "Go down to this club. It's only a couple of miles from where you live, and do it." So I did, and then I stood outside the doors of the dojo for about 10 minutes, and that little voice in my head was saying, "What are you doing, you idiot? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're too old for this. Go on, go on. There's a beer in the fridge waiting for you. Come on, come on." And I just stood there and I hesitated, and I thought, "No, I'm going in." So I went through the doors, and there was a load of kids on the mat, a lot of adults sat around me with the parents. And then I tried to hide myself. I tried to disguise myself as part of the wall. It was just insecurity. It was just a fear of the unknown. And then all the kids went, and the adults went on the mat, and there was like 7 or 8 black belts and a load of other people. And the sensei said to me, "Are you coming on or what?" No, no, I don't want to. Anyway, I went on, and the rest of it is history. But I really took to it. I loved it because it was like there was the impact on being thrown on the floor. There was loads of aspects of it that I loved. And I remember I've been training for about 2 or 3 weeks, and I said to the sensei, Mike, I said, right, I'm going to give this a shot. Can I have one of them training uniforms? He said, "Oh, a gi?" I said, "Yeah, I need a gi and I need membership." So I said, "But I don't," because there were some people training in blue tops. They had blue gi tops, and some people had white gi tops, completely white gis. So I said, "But I don't want one of them white gis. Can I have a blue one?" And he said, "Well, no, because them are for black belts. Them are for black belts only." To which I replied, "But I am a black belt. I just haven't done my gradings yet." Because I already had it
H-
set in my mind that I was going to be a black belt.
how did your sensei take that?
He, they just looked at me incredulously. He didn't know me at the time, but since he got to know me, he understood what I meant. And he just, "No, you're having a white one." Okay, I'll have a white one. So anyway, I decided then, I started training, and then I analysed everything. This was 1998, January 1998, when I started training. It was
Okay.
literally the first training session at the start of the new year. So you're not my New Year's resolution with that year to take up jiu-jitsu.
Go get your ass kicked for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was great fun. It was great fun.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
But I decided that I wanted to be a black belt before I was 40. I was 38 at the time. I was literally I would have been 39. So that gave me, I had to get me a black belt in September 2000. I had to take my gradings. And I also wanted to get it in the millennium year. So I said to the Simpson Centre, I said, "Right, I want to do this, but I want my black belt by year 2000. He said, "No, you can't do that. It's a 4-year program. It's 4 years before you can learn anything." I said, "Right." I said, "Is that 4 years, or is that a certain amount of training sessions? Because I can narrow time. I can shorten time by doing extra training sessions." And this was the first time I got introduced in my own mind to actual goal settings. But yeah, we had it on a Saturday during the week when we were building up to a match. When I was playing rugby, we had certain goals in place, but this was the first time that I actually really, really focused in on something and actually became where that, to a certain extent, took over my persona. Because I wanted this black belt in the year 2000, and the only way I could do it was I had to be fit and ready to take me black belt grading in September 2000, which was
Yeah.
just 2 years 9 months away.
Okay. And so you took extra sessions then to,
Yeah, I started training for a minimum of 5 times a week.
and so where was that putting you with the other people in your class, or was it you were you on your just your own path? And
I was just on my own path. I started training with someone who was the same grade as me, but I also learned training with someone your own grade is brilliant and so respectful. I love training with people like that. But I find I would learn more if I started training with the black belts. So
yep.
as you know, you're not supposed to train with anybody. I think it's a maximum of 3 or 4 belts above you. Well, that went out the window for me. I wanted to train with these black belts. I wanted these black belts. They were where I wanted to be. So I started, if I could, every time I could, I grabbed a black belt to train with. you know,
So what did being a black belt mean to you? What did this uh achievement of getting your black belt, what was that going to mean in your life?
it's just something I felt I needed to do. It wasn't. It
Mm.
didn't become a want. It became a need. It became a necessity in my life. I would go to work. I changed my jobs and I was working for HP at the time as a contractor, repairing design jets. So I was doing 30, 40,000 miles a year. But then I'd becoming a man driven. I might have done 400 miles that day. And I'd be driving home thinking, I want to go home. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'd start having this argument in my own head about going home. Look, you're tired, but I need to go training. Yeah, but you can give it a miss tonight. Just go home and settle and relax. But it always came down to the fact, if I didn't go training that night, I wouldn't get my goals. I wouldn't get my black belt when I wanted to get it. So I always ended up going. And I used to carry extra keys and stuff in the car. I always ended up going. Everything was brilliant. I got 6 belts in the first 12 months.
Whoa.
So I did a couple of double gradings. I mean, I was flying through a belt. Sometimes it'd take me 2 months. Sometimes it'd take me 6 weeks to get through a belt. But I was absolutely flying through them. It was so much fun. It really was. So then I came to 1999, which was the big year, because I had to, by the end of that year, I had to be brown white belt, so I could do my brown belt in the February the following year. See, all this goal setting's coming in now. Well, I didn't realize what I was doing. I got the belt, got brown white belt in November, took my brown belt in February. Boom. That meant I had 6 months or so to 7 months to September. Brilliant. So I started really, really. Then I upped the ante. Then I upped the ante of training. Training sessions become more and more intense. It just became it started to become an obsession.
Okay.
So they became more and more intense then. 12 weeks before, I was somebody threw me. Innocuous throw. Totally innocuous. I've been thrown this way 100, 200 times before. And it felt like my leg had been ripped off.
Oh.
Yeah. So we sort of like stopped the lesson. Couldn't walk. Didn't know what was going on. Couldn't walk. Very concerned about what was going on. So I phoned a friend of mine up who used to be my physio when I played rugby. And I said, I need to see you. Right, can you come in next week? No, I need to see you today. I need this sorting out today. Anyway, he managed to find a slot for me, went in. He diagnosed a thing called a Gilmore's groin. Now, I'll explain what it is, but I'm not going to explain how they find this out because it is very, very unpleasant. And what had happened was I'd tore the muscles off my hip bone. I'd torn where the muscles and the cartilage meld together. I torn that. And they said, there's nothing we can do. The only way you can have this done is to be operated on. We can't cure it. You cannot do anything until this is fixed. But you cannot do anything. So I was devastated. So I was phoning home, and there was a girl I used to talk to. So I phoned her up and told her what had happened. Get a bit of sympathy. Everyone wants a bit of sympathy now and again. Oh no, she told me a new one. So you're going to give up on all your goals now? You've been going on, you've been spouting off about how you're going to do this and you're going to achieve that and you're going to do the other. But now, because you've got a bit of an injury, you're going to call it quits. You're going to walk away from it. Oh, well, thanks. She said, look, just find a way. So I phoned physio up, said, I need to get in to see somebody. Long and short of it is 3 days later, I'm on the table being operated on.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Right to it.
I had a 4 centimeter tear in my groin muscles, which they put a bit of mesh in to allow them to grow back together again. They said, oh, this is going to take 10 weeks before you can train again. I said, no, we're going to do it in 5. So I had my stitches out. They said, start a bit of light training. I did everything that was asked. I went to physio twice a day, everything. Finally, I got the go-ahead to training, and I had 7 weeks or so to get trained back up and get my fitness back up.
Whoa.
So, spare me a sec. So, September 2000, a blue top.
Whoa. Okay, hell yeah. And that's and so then what? Then what? So you got the blue gi now, and now
yeah.
So I mean, was it just like I'm good now, I'm gonna trail off, or
no? I decided then 2 years to second dan. So I thought, well, I can do it in 18 months. So I kept the intensity of the training up and everything. Things were going well on that, but then 12 months later, the girl who was talking who said, give me a load of stick. Well, we got married. That was Rachel. And then we had our daughter was born, Shannon, who was born with some horrendous problems. She was born with a lot of problems. There was a lot of trips to hospital and a lot of doctor's appointments. So I said to Rachel, I said, look, it's not fair on you, this. I'm going to stop training while we get it sorted out. Which, unfortunately, when we eventually got it sorted out, which was 3 or 4 years later, when she'd had all her operations, I'd got out of the habit of training. So I didn't actually start back training until Shannon was about 13 because she wanted to start training.
Oh,
So
okay.
I missed a long time. I got out of the habit of training. I got unfit and everything, but I went back, started picking it all up, started training again. Then somebody said, "Oh, I've got a club, but I don't want to do it anymore. Do you want to buy it?" And I said, "No, thanks." Well, come and have a look anyway. So I had a look. It was like, wow, this is amazing. Anyway, I bought it. So
okay.
I then became a club owner, which I still am. So I teach around about 40, 50 students a week.
Whoa.
At the club. I teach them exactly what I'm doing. And, it's going well. It's going pretty good, that. So I'm now a fully qualified coach. I'm still only a first dan, but I need to work on that, getting a second dan. So
you have still like maybe a year and a half to get to that?
literally when I'm ready. Once
When
I'm
you're
because I'll be able to go for that. I reckon once I've had my knee done, because I need to have a knee replacement. 12 months after that, I'll be second dan.
okay.
So that's
When are you doing the knee replacement?
hopefully in January.
Okay. A few months from now, which
Yeah,
time is linear, but it's not.
linear, not linear. So that was that. So then there was a club owner. Everything was going good. Everything was brilliant. Life was good. Everything. Me and Rach were getting on. Everything were coming the way I wanted to go. Shannon were growing up. So then we went to a 60th birthday party. Me, Rachel, and Heather. Heather was our eldest daughter. She was actually the eldest daughter. What Rachel brought with her. She brought a couple with her. A couple of kids. Josh, who's 34, and Heather, who's 32 now. So I went to this was 7 years ago. I went to this party. It was great. We had a great time. Came home. Driving down in the taxi, coming down the hill in the taxi, there's a load of people stood on the driveway. What's the people? About 20 or 30 kids, about 16 to mid-20s, milling about on the driveway. So taxi pulled up and taxi driver said, "What's going on here?" I said, "I don't know, but do me a favour. Can you call the police when you're on your way? I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." So I get out of the taxi. I said, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yeah.
Walked past this guy, walked past one of these kids. I say a kid, he was about 22. And I found myself on the floor. But I couldn't figure out why. I thought, how did I get down here? How did that happen? My head was hurting. So I put my hands in the head, it was covered in blood. So I stood up to turn around to find out what's gone on. And I'm back on the floor. Again. Thinking, I don't like this game. So this is when I learned that it doesn't happen that way. So I got up a second time and I turned back to face the guy to see why I was, just as I saw this guy swinging a bottle at me.
Ooh.
When he was swinging a bottle aimed at the side of my head this time. So what had happened is, as I'd walked on the driveway, the first one had hit me with a bottle right across my head, cut my head here, smashed my nose. As I turned around to confront him, his mate had hit me on the back of the head, on the corner here, with another bottle. And I'd gone down. So I saw this bottle coming in. I saw him coming in with this, and instinct, training just kicked in. Everything just kicked in. I honestly believe if he'd hit me with that bottle the third time, I'd have died. It'd have ended my life. I'd already been hit twice. Instinct came in. I came in with a blocked the bottle, grabbed his arm, and I retaliated with a punch. And it was like, you could call it the perfect storm punch. Everything about it was right. The trajectory, the speed, the velocity, the power, and the target. And I just, this is what caused me the problems. I just felt his face collapse under my hand. Literally, I felt his nose, his jawbones, everything just collapsed. And I heard the sickening noise that bones breaking makes. That everyone backed off then, and then for a split second, and then all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. It became a melee. It was like 20-1.
Whoa.
But by that stage, I wasn't taking a single prisoner. I wasn't taking prisoners. I was just out there to maim or hurt or do what I could. The red mist had come down. I didn't have a clue where I were. I didn't know what I was doing. If it moved, I hit it. There
Just
or
instinct.
not. Sorry.
Instinct and muscle memory.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was 20 years of rugby league and that intense training for that 2, 3, 4 years of jujitsu. Everything just came to the fore. And they run off, so I'm chasing after them. I never said I was very bright, did I? So I'm chasing after them. Is that the best you can do? Come on, bring it on again. Someone grabbed me from behind, so I spun round to hit them. Just to hear, "Mark!" It was Rachel. She grabbed me on my shoulder. And I spun round thinking one of them. So I just stopped short. Anyway, went to hospital, patched up, scanned, full MR scan, full 360-degree X-ray. Yeah, your nose is broken, your nose is smashed, you got a bump on the back of your head, you got a bump on the front of your head. I was covered in bruises, cuts and bruises all over. I said, but we don't understand. There's no concussion. You've got no bleeds on your brain whatsoever. And judging that by the lumps on your head, I look like the Elephant Man, for goodness sake. Look like a Ferengi. That's the best description.
Yeah, and you're still going. You're just...
Yeah, we can't understand why. We should be operating on you now. We should be operating. So I went home, nice and tidy. Day after they let me out, got off home. And then as the physical injuries came down, which took about 3 months, 4 months, the mental injuries went up. The mental injuries, the mental damage that were done just escalated out of control. Really, really bad. Really, I
What was
mean,
going on?
I lost total control of everything. I lost total control of myself and everything. I got to the stage, a lot of other things happened, but I got to the stage in 2023 where on several occasions I almost took my own life. And
Whoa.
I was very close on one occasion, especially when I was stood on the table with a rope around my neck and it was just one step away. But you probably gathered I didn't take that step.
Right. Or else I'd be one of the best podcasters ever, um, talking to someone that did. And so, um, was it a lot of, I mean, what was it? I mean, what was the part that was it like a repeating scene that kept bringing you down, or
Yeah,
was it a
yeah.
sort of,
No, I was a repeating scene. It was a. I thought it was the attack in general that had caused the problem because I did have severe PTSD, and I thought it was the attack. But I've been in therapy now for the last 2 or 3 months, and we've just got to the bottom of the problem. It wasn't the attack. It wasn't the fact I got smashed on the head by 2 bottles. It wasn't
what happened before it?
no, no. It was my part. It was the part I played in it. It's what I did to the guy that tried to hit me with a bottle. That was the crux. That was the whole nexus of the problem. It was because I'd lost control as a trained martial artist. I couldn't live with that because my belief system was saying I should be in control of everything I do and I should only use the correct amount of force necessary. Now, the fact that I hit him so hard, I mean, I don't know how I didn't kill him, to be honest with you, either. When the police came, they said, "Oh yeah, there's one guy with a smashed in face. What did he? Who hit him with a bottle?" And Rachel said, "No, Mark hit him with his fist," sort of thing. But that was the crux. That was the whole point. That was what caused all the PTSD and everything. That was the incident I lived over and over and over again. That was the one I had nightmares about. Was the crunch sound, the blood, that. Now, since I spoke to a guy who's a kung fu master, but also a mindset coach, and he said something very interesting that nobody had actually put it this way before, and this is what tipped the balance towards me, saying you reacted how you were supposed to. You reacted exactly how you were trained to do. You actually did nothing wrong. You've taken ownership of what you've done, but you did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
What your problem is at this moment in time is you didn't realize you've done your rugby, you've done your jujitsu, but you didn't realize the actual power you had and what you generated in that one instant. And you hit that guy so hard, and that's what scared you. That is what's taken you back, and that is what has caused the problem, that one incident. He said, but did it stop the fight? I said, well, for a couple of seconds, yeah, everyone backed off. I said, and then I took the fight to them. They didn't come at me at that stage. I took the fight to them. He said, yeah, because they saw they saw you put it twice with the bottles, and then you came back and you hit this guy like you did. They all
Right.
of a sudden they lost their confidence. They were frightened to death of you. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a big guy. I was about 19 stone at the time, totally overweight. Well, I'm 6 foot tall, so I'm a big guy, and you know, and that was it really. So that was but that's what caused my demise, so to speak. It's not what they did, it's what I did because of my belief system, my intrinsic belief system prior to the attack. It's a strange concept.
If if not me, uh, I would highly suggest hypnosis of
Mm.
some sort. And that is, I have a special technique that I use for it that would be great to do if, like, again, if not me, I can tell you what would need to happen that I think would be the best for that solution. And yeah, like the guy that trained me was he was a sensei as well. Um, for I forgot the name of his, but he kind of yeah, he was like one of the first I mean, yeah, the first guy like in like Oregon and Washington that
Yeah.
kind of brought yeah, the martial arts to the scene. And I don't know. I feel like, what can be done in an hour and a half with a hypnotist is 93% effective, as opposed to 600 hours of talk therapy, which ends up being about 34% effective, as far as being able to work through it. But it sounds like you've already kind of worked through a lot of it and you've hit like a very uh, important part of what it is that needs to be worked through.
I have I've done I've come a long way, but I have had help along the way. It's not I haven't done it on my own. I mean, one of the books I'm reading at the moment is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and he goes on about that positive neurological programming, and start telling yourself, no, I wasn't at fault, it wasn't my fault, and things like that. And that's I have started reprogramming my brain. I'm trying to I've edited the video already, the video that plays in your mind. I've edited that already.
Okay, you know what? That's what I was gonna do with you. So fuck it. Like,
I know
like
the
that's
problem.
what it is. That's the biggest part is doing that. Like that's the best way to process PTSD of anything that I've found that works. And so you've already done the hardest part. Now it's just going to only be easier.
Yeah,
Anything else you do is just sort of like you've done the hardest part is of going back and reliving that part and being able to make it less and less impactful every time now that you
yeah.
do that. And like that's the main thing. So yeah, fuck it. Don't listen to me.
I've even put it in right. I've even written it down. I've written my story, but I've written that one incident in a lot of graphic detail. So actually reading that helps. Reading it as a third person helps. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm saying a lot. This time last year, I was lucky to be here this time last year. But since this year's been fantastic. I had an incident in the doctor's surgery at January, start of January. I went in for something totally unrelated, and there was like a female doctor. I had my wife Rachel with me, and there was another female doctor in the room. And the doctor said, "Oh, how are you doing today, Mark?" And that was it. Boom, ooh, collapse, breakdown, total breakdown, total, complete and utter. I just fell apart. And I remember coming to. I was sat on the doctor's surgery, the floor of the doctor's surgery, with these two women around me, with a blood pressure machine on one hand and one of them thingy heart monitors on the other, on my finger. And I remember the best way to describe it is I was sat in a pool of blood and snot.
Whoa.
I've been bidding like a baby. I was absolutely in floods and floods and floods of tears. It all came out.
It
Everything.
needed to.
It did. It did. It was like a volcano erupting. It literally just, and
And
it all
you
came out. Everything.
picked a great place to do it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't have done it in a better place.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had all the medical attention right around you to be able to take care of you the best they could.
But the problem is then you start. It's the shame of it, the guilt, the anguish, all the negative emotions then come to play. We got home, and I just said to Rach, well, after fighting with demons for a couple of hours on my own, I just said to Rachel, I'm not living my life like this anymore. It ends today. And she said, go for it, babe. That's all she said, go for it. So I did. And here I am now. I mean, you would never have got me on a podcast the first half of this year. You would never have got me putting my face on Facebook or social media the first half of this year. Never. I used stock images and pictures of cartoons and pictures of cars, but never me. To do a video, for me to do a video, it's like, no way am I doing a video. No way am I putting myself, because I hated myself that much. I've had such low self-esteem. I had such little respect for myself. I was totally. Yeah, I said I'm not living my life like this, but I'm not putting myself in the public eye either. I'm not going to do that.
So,
But
but
but I had to rebuild my finances. I'd lost my business. The business had gone because I gave it no attention. We were heavily in debt. We had a stack of bills, probably just slightly taller than Mount Everest. It stacked up that high. We had all this, and I had to do something positive. I had to start. I had to change. I had to rectify the wrongs I'd created. I took ownership of it, and so I basically went online and found a mentor, someone who can help me. And I met this guy. That sounds so crass, doesn't it? I met this guy online. I
yep,
really,
yeah, that's so
really
you
should
need like
rephrase that.
the Dateline sound or
Yeah.
the some sort of crime scene thing coming up here. And that's when we found Mark wherever. And so okay, so you met a guy on the internet
I met a guy
that changed
online.
your
Yeah.
life.
I need to rephrase that. I really do.
Yeah.
And basically, I wanted to learn affiliate marketing because I've done it in the past. I've tried affiliate marketing in the past, but
What were you marketing? What was it that you were getting a percentage of every sale that you were trying
that
to
that was
hawk to
the
everybody?
yeah, that was the idea. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I thought I'd do. But everything I've done in the past has always ended in the same place. It was like the old balloon that you let go and it flies around all over the place and then falls flat on the floor with no energy left. It was
Yeah,
just all failure. It was just everything I did failed. And I thought, well,
that it's good though.
yeah,
Like people who are entrepreneurs, failing is the best thing
yeah,
that can happen to you.
yeah, yeah. Because the online world is a place to be. If you want to make money, it's not easy, but it's the best place to be, in my opinion.
Right. So you
Um,
got into what you're selling stuff now, affiliate marketing? No, you're not. Okay.
that was the road I was going down, and that's what my mentor was initially teaching me. That's what Matt was initially teaching me. But then he pivoted slightly, well, quite a lot, and he'd moved away from affiliate marketing. And he says, "I want you to come with me because you've got too big a story. You've got too much potential to be an affiliate marketer. I want you to be an online coach, a mentor for other people." Like, you got to be,
Okay.
you got to be joking, aren't you? Come on, me. I
Huh.
only put my face on videos. Let's get this straight. No, I said no. Trust me, you'll be fine. So I started an intense course then on mentoring and just learning, really, just learning. It was like a sponge. It was like this information being thrown at me constantly, tons of it. Just soaking up, just absorbing it and taking in. Started reading books, Think and Grow Rich, The One Thing, and Eat That Frog. I love that book, Eat That Frog. I started doing all this, and I said, Matt, I can't do this. I've got no, how can I mentor people? How can I sell a course? I haven't got a course to sell. I said, well, make one. To me, it was so matter of fact. To me, it was like, this is worse than Halloween. So I did.
Here comes the guy with the big glow in the dark cleaver coming in to scare the piss out of everyone.
Yeah, that's the
Uh,
one.
yeah.
So I did. I threw a little course together, and it's named me $37 course, and it was just a course. And in that course, I covered the three basics of online marketing, which is your story, your mindset, and your why. Why is the biggest thing that will drive you forward? That's what drove me forward when I was doing my black belt. My why? Why was I doing it? Because I wanted to be a black belt in the year 2000. It drives you forward. It gives you energy. It gives you substance to do what you want to do. Your mindset is amazing. Again, when I come back to the black belt, the mindset was, I am going to do this. Yeah, I lost it till I got shouted at and told I was a wuss and I had to bloody sort it out. All I wanted was a sympathetic hug, you know. But that's
Yeah.
mindset is vital, and your story. People want to know that you're vulnerable. People want to know that what you're doing, they can do because they're where you were. People, there's thousands and thousands of people in the world that are where I was at the start of the year. that are fed up in life, or they're approaching corporate burnout, or they just want to change, they want to pivot, they don't know how. They need that impetus to just move them along. And that's what the course is. That's what I'm not going to teach people affiliate marketing. I'm going to give them the knowledge they need to make their own decisions of what business they want to do online. That's what I mean. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, you should sell this product, you should sell that product. And no, I'm going
Sell
to give them,
yourself.
I'm going to give them the basics initially, then I'm going to give them the intermediate stuff, then I'm going to give them the advanced stuff that they need to be successful. People don't fail online because of lack of work ethic. People fail online because of lack of knowledge and lack of skills. That's
Do they get a black belt when they're done with your course? Is there anyone that's going to get a black belt eventually in your course?
well, that sounds like an idea, that because they could do when they pass each course, they can get an extra belt,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and then yeah, they can start out with a white belt and they can eventually just you know, get up and, get to that black belt level. And I
Yes,
mean, the black belt level of your course.
yeah, that'll be the advanced course, but I'm
Yeah.
not made that yet. But the point I'm
You'll
getting
be
at,
there.
the point I'm
You
getting at,
will. Yeah.
pray. I've just created over the weekend 4 videos, which is the first module on my next course. I'd actually just completed it just before we came on. Literally quite
Perfect.
literally. Quarter to
Okay.
one, I finished the fourth module, fourth video. The point I'm getting at is that the transformation from something has to trigger a transformation. But a lot of times people don't know how. They know the trigger. They got the trigger point. I want to change. I want to change. I want to change. I want to change. But they don't know how to. I didn't. Now I have no problems about coming on podcasts. I don't know which one or what. I have no problems about doing videos. I have no problems about showing my face on the internet. That is a massive, massive transformation for me. And that is crux,
Yeah.
I believe, to working online.
Yeah. And I mean, so yeah, so much of what goes on. I mean, you can even go with entertainment or sports or um just any sort of storytelling. Everyone wants that story. Everyone wants to know why I should care about this person and how I relate to this story and how that can make me feel like I'm part of this journey too. And I think that's really important to be able to have that. And I mean, yeah, like everyone wants the story that you can't you need to know why Mark Coope is doing this. You need to know like you said, you need to know the why. The why is important. You can do a million things, but if there's no why, very few people will probably be interested and have that connection with you.
Absolutely. But the why is important, but my vision is more important to me. And my vision is there are tons of people, I don't know what it's like in the US, but over here in Britain, there are hundreds of young men taking their lives on a yearly basis because of depression or no focus or no direction. And women who are in vulnerable relationships, in nasty relationships, domestic violence. We have one Asian lady who trains with us, and she was in a violent relationship. She brought her kids initially, and then we said to her, and I got talking to her. She said, what's your story? She said, oh, I've come from a bad relationship. My husband used to knock me about, and he was physically and mentally abusive to me. And I said, why don't you just join us on the mat? She said, no, I can't do that. I said, why not? Why not? Oh,
That's a
well, I
fun
can't
one.
because she said, her answer was, I can't do that because I'm Asian and I'm Muslim. I said, what's that got to do with anything? Who's stopping you? Who says that you can't train with us? Yeah, but no, there's no yeah, but come on. She takes a brain belt in 2 months. So she's stuck with it and she's taken a brain belt in 2 months. And the
Yeah.
transformation from her being this little scared rabbit now to being this woman who picks on me. And I keep telling you, not even my wife, you can't pick on me because my wife, why do I have to have 2 women in my life picking on me? But she takes a brain belt in 2 months. And she wants now, she said, once I get qualified, once I get my black belt, can I set up a club for women in domestic violence? A training session in women in domestic violence. I said, you don't need your black belt for that. Get your coaching badge, which you can do now, your initial coaching badge, and we can go from there. So she's got a vision, but my vision is to get through the jiu-jitsu. I want to pull these young men, even or women or people who are in this situation where they don't know what to do and they're fed up of life. And rather than take an overdose or stick a rope around the neck like I did, come and train with us. Come and train with us for 12 months, 1 year. And in that 1 year, I will take you from red belt, which is the belt that you get towards your gi together, to orange belt, which will be 3 belts. So it'll be white, yellow, and orange.
So theoretically, if there's someone from out of the country that wanted to come there, could they come there for 12 months and do that? Would that be something or is that something that's for people, or I guess maybe in the EU would be able to?
No, they could come and do that with us, but
Okay.
it's just how do we?
Yeah.
It's just the logistics of it. That's the problem. But we can work that out. But what I'm gonna do is I want to have enough money so I can say I will pay your mat fees. I will pay your World Jiu-Jitsu Federation membership, and I'll pay for your 3 grades over the 12 months. All you have to do, or I'll even buy your gi. So effectively, I'm going to give them a scholarship for 12 months. So you can come in, you can learn discipline, you can learn self-respect, you can learn the honor side of it, you can learn everything you need to know. And hopefully, at the end of 12 months, you can go back into society as a different person, not this person who's scared and and suicidal. And if I can do that and just prevent 1, 2, 3, 4 people from doing that, brilliant. But then it becomes a model, doesn't it? It becomes a model that I can talk to people, all the clubs, and say, this is what I've done. I'll give you, you take 5 people, I'll pay the scholarship for them for 5 people so I can get it going all across the country.
Yeah, that's
my
awesome.
vision.
Yeah. And it's already in the works.
It is.
And it's going out now to all fucking however many people listen to this show or watch this show as well. I don't know what the number is, probably like 7, maybe, but probably more. And it'll probably go up a little bit after this. I'll get the Mark Coope bump here
might go
from
to 8.
yeah, and the rub from him for like, yeah, giving me like, oh yeah, you had Mark Coope on your show, so it's going up now. So like, and so when people want to work with you, they want to find you, where are they going to do that?
They can find me on my Facebook profile to start with, which is nice and easy, which is facebook.com/Mark Coope online. And Coope is spelled Charlie, Oscar, Papa, Echo.
All right.
Online.
Yeah, there we go.
Or they can jump onto my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@theelderpreneur. So
okay, you updated that from what I had, so I'll get
but
that.
I've also got my course, my initial course, which is www.theelderpreneur.com.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, thanks for doing this, and hopefully everyone's that has that criteria, just someone hears it, one person hears it and is ready to go. So like, if we get someone from here that's listening to this, that's worth it all. And so
that's all we need. Just one person. The hardest person is the first person in it. Once you've got 1, you can get 2. Once you've got 2, you can get 4. So on. But it's just getting through to one person initially. And there are so many people that are hurting out there. That are really hurting. They don't like the job. They've got corporate burnout. They've got this. They've got that. They're just frustrated with life. Well, like I said to my therapist the other day,
you will sleep better than you have ever slept. You've never been this relaxed. Are you ready to change your life? I'm Rusty Diamond, certified hypnotist. You don't need to leave your house. You can stay in your bed. You can stay in your favorite chair.
You just need a computer or your phone.
You can get a hold of me. Stay at home. I'll make your life better.
Hypnosisisgreat.com.
People should just talk. With the problem with blokes is we don't talk. That's the mistake I made. If I'd have spoken to somebody about my situation 5 years ago, it wouldn't have happened. You need to talk. There is not a single person out there whose mates would not want to sit down for an hour, 2 hours and talk to them, or carry the coffin down the aisle.
Right.
They'd sooner give up 2-3 hours of their life than take that trip down the aisle, carry them.
Any day.
Just talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody will talk to you when it comes down to it. When you're in a pickle, people will be there and talk to you because your mates think more of you than you like you enhance their lives rather than causing problems by having to attend your funeral. Nobody wants that. Nobody.
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, Mark,
Sorry to finish on a somber note.
Hey, you know what? That's gonna probably be the intro part of this podcast right there. What you just said. So,
Okay.
yeah, that'll start and probably end the podcast. So that's I think that's a good thing. So, thanks so much for being on, and yeah, we'll get you back here in the rotation sometime next year. Yeah, when the time comes around again. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and yeah, we'll stay in touch. All right.
Rusty, it's been fantastic talking to you.
Likewise.
You have a great day.
You too. All right. Bye, Mark. All right. That's Mark Coope. You guys check him out. Do the stuff. You guys know it. It's not hard. If someone is in that criteria and you're listening to this, fuck it. Go out there. Move to you got a place to stay in fucking near Manchester for a year if you want to go. Like, and a lot of the stuff's paid for. That's pretty badass. So thanks everyone for being here on the Rusty Diamond Podcast Network. Check me out, rustydiamond.net, hypnosisisgreat.com, popuphealing.net. And if you want, you can go float. Go to, if you're in the Philadelphia area, you can go to Princeton, New Jersey, or you can go to Westchester, Pennsylvania. Go to East Coast Float Spa. Go get a Rusty Diamond hypnosis float. But go regular float first. And go in the dark and the silent and enjoy that. And so thank you everyone for being here. And that is the show. Man. Boom!
It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker. It's Rusty Diamond, motherfucker.